So, my 45 triad. That was an easy video to make, not just because I'm a huge HK fan, but because, and I hate to say it this way, but not a lot of people do the 45 correctly. Yes, the 1911 is awesome, but when it comes down to shootability and getting work done, the 45 list is pretty short for me anyway. Not quite the same for 9mm, unfortunately. So I'm going to try to figure out what my 9mm triad is, and there's a reason for this. The reason is I need to either figure out what I'm doing in my life or, you know, try to make sure I focus at least on these three platforms. So I don't have all of them on the table though, looks like. I already know that the P226 9mm is in my triad. And I was almost bet my bottom dollar positive that the VP9 was on there. And man, I really love the VP9, I'm not gonna lie to you. And it may be, because I carry it a lot and it's a very easy gun for me to shoot. Where's the rub? Should only be one more, right? Well, I don't know. I'm between two guns, and a lot of you are going to shake your head. And this one's kind of in question too, because I haven't been shooting VP9s as much. Shocking as that may be to some people. So, the other two guns that are in consideration right now are the Glock 17 and 34. I say 17 and 34 because honestly it's really not that different. And again, same, the P30. So I mean the P30 and P30L, although P30L is obviously smoother. I have to solicit myself, as it were. I know there's a lot of masturbation jokes in there, I think, somewhere. Anyhow, I have to figure out what are my go-to 9s. I have this with me almost all the time, so that should be a no-brainer, but unless it has the Gray Guns package in there, it gives me pause sometimes. But I have no questions about the accuracy and reliability. It's just, can I run it as well without the Gray Guns trigger package, because this gun is stock, and I literally have nothing to do to these so long as they have the MEPR lights on them. And I literally just pick it up, put it in a holster, rock it. It works very well for me, as it is out of the box. So really this should be a shoo-in, no problem. And I really don't have a but to that statement. I just don't know if it is, that's all. And with the Glock, these three guns, I have zero grip issues with. I don't have any problems picking it up and running it confidently. This I gotta kind of shuffle around a little bit on. I know there's a lot of cats out there that are gonna be like, you should adapt to the gun, it doesn't matter if it's comfortable or not. I hate to break it to those people, but I'm buying my own guns. On duty, that's a very valid argument, but off duty, where I do most of my shooting, they're my guns, so I will run what I prefer. However, despite that grip issue, I still really like the 34 and 17 a lot. That's where I'm stuck. It's easy for me with 45 because it's all HK, but, and I still really love the 1911, but for this, it's a lot harder because a lot of people make good 9mm pistols and a lot of people make really good 9mm pistols. And I'm sure I could make a case for a Wilson Beretta, but I don't own them yet, so there's that. I'm sure they'll shake everything up when I get there. But I have to figure out between these three, which two I'm going to be pouring more effort into. It would make sense, honestly, for me to do these two because least amount of transition, most amount of shooting consistency, and magazine interchangeability for the most part. Not these HK 18 rounders, which I use as a spare. But unfortunately, I still really like my Tupperware, and because my wife does what she does, she also has to shoot Glocks a lot. So the reality is, if something ever went sideways, all the people that we'd be meeting up with, by and large, would be running Glocks. So even if it's not my triad, I'm still gonna have to run it, so I might as well incorporate it, right? And I already have 17 mags out the ass between my mags and her mags, so not for nothing. Same thing with these mags, because she loves the VP9, so here we are. I know a lot of you are going to ask, where's the USB 9 SD? Well, while I love the USP series in general, and I really like my USB 9 SD, that's going to be the only USB 9 that I have, just because. I bought it already, it's tricked out. My wife is going to have one too. That's where we can leave it. It's going to be a suppressor host. So maybe that's where it'll fit in, but I plan on getting another one of these to suppress and another one on top of that. So this one's already a sure thing, and the confidence that I bring to the table with this is insane. So confidence and performance wins out. So this is definitely one of the corners of my 9mm triad, so this is safe. But what I have to figure out is which two of these three I'm going to recommend for my 9mm triad. And ultimately, it probably doesn't matter, because a lot of you are going to buy what you want anyway. And that 45 triad video didn't get too many views. But I'm still committed to my process. So there's going to be a lot of shooting between these three platforms coming up. I'm sure you'll be seeing them all three at the range competing with each other. So there's that. And a lot of people are going to say, why even bother? I like to be a jack of all trades for the most part. Jumping between platforms is going to be a beneficial skill for me. So anyways, just figured I'd give you a look into where my thought process is at. And I know I probably hurt some feelings, but I can't deny the performance that I'm getting out of each of these guns. So these are the final contestants, as it were. Thanks for watching. Take care of each other, stay safe, and support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America.